Hey there, friend, gather round. Got a story that's waiting to be found. Welcome to the Bulletin, the vibes are right. Well, memories flow under the soft moonlight. Dusting off the pages, let's turn them back. Through laughter and whispers, we're on the right track. Each episode a treasure, each thought a spark. With the Unwritten Podcast, we're light in the dark. So let's reminisce, lay back and unwind.
So on the show today is Gabi from Brantford Kia. Gabi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
So you started at Brantford Kia as a salesperson.
Yes.
Give us a bit of information, a background about how you transitioned from being a salesperson to your current role, which is brand specialist and media manager.
So I started at Brantford Kia in 2019. I was 18 years old, so it's fresh. Didn't know what I was doing. It was actually my second dealership job.
Okay.
My first job was at a used car store, and I was also a salesperson. So started at Brantford Kia, got into the new car sales process, which is extremely different than what it was like at a used car lot. I mean, working for a manufacturer had a lot more rules and just kind of more structured setting too, which is quite nice.
Okay.
I worked in sales probably full-time for 2 years, and then the transition to media wasn't actually something I wanted or was looking to do. But our dealership specifically, we had a YouTube channel at the time that was starting to grow. And my old colleague, Peter Lowe, he was the one that started the channel and hosted all of our videos. But him and his family, they ended up moving to New Brunswick, so fairly far away from Brantford, Ontario. So when he told the staff that he was going to be leaving, we decided, or not necessarily me, but the owner of the dealership and Peter said, well, Gabi will do the videos. And that was a surprise to me. I said, what? I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be online. What do you mean? I'm okay selling cars. That's it. But it.
So you were not like a YouTuber or any kind of Instagram kind of person?
Oh my goodness, no. It was never something I thought of. I had social media accounts, but it was just more so sharing photos with my friends, family, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All my other social media, like things like TikTok or whatever, I was just a viewer. I was just watching TikToks, watching YouTube, you know what I mean? Never creating. So that was something different. Definitely a bit outside of my comfort zone, but I ended up loving it. And even now, I still can't believe that I do it.
Okay, so one of the things we're going to talk about today is electric vehicles.
Yes.
So here in East Gwillimbury, probably like similar to most towns, there's a lot of public EV charging stations are starting to pop up. Mm-hmm. Are you guys seeing more customers shifting to EVs for their next car? Or are people kind of easing into it with like a hybrid vehicle kind of thing?
I think it's a mix of both. There's definitely some customers that maybe they were already an early adopter of an EV. So Kia has been making EVs for quite some time now. It started off with the Soul. So once they kind of step into the electric vehicle, we often find that they don't want to leave the EV lifestyle. We still get a good share of customers. It's their first time shopping for an EV, and maybe it's certainly the right one for them. Some people, though, they're more apprehensive, a little more nervous, and they'll shift towards a hybrid or maybe even a plug-in hybrid, which I like to coin as the best of both worlds.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So a plug-in hybrid, for people that aren't familiar, you can plug it in, and it's a regular outlet that you would plug into.
Yes.
And you can get, I think, like 40 kilometers is kind of like the baseline for a lot of these ones.
Yes, yeah.
So you get about 40 kilometers of electric power, and then it shifts over to gas. Is that pretty much accurate?
Yeah, so our plug-in hybrids, I mean, we have some that have 55 kilometers of range, some that are on a more so lower end. But at the end of the day, it's still a hybrid vehicle, so you still have a gasoline engine in your car. So once that EV range is depleted, you're not stranded. And that's where a lot of people are like, oh, okay, thank goodness.
Yeah, so how do people get over that? They call it range anxiety.
Yes.
How do people get over that, do you think?
So if we're talking about a full EV, a lot of the times it really just comes down to kind of doing a little bit more research about your area, but also thinking about what your driving style is like. If you're someone who never really plans on doing road trips, long range driving, and it's likely just to work and back, you're probably not going to have to worry about range anxiety at all because it's pretty calculated, the driving that you do, right?
Yeah.
Most electric vehicle owners will end up getting a charger installed at their home, or even being able to work with the level 1 charger that comes with the car that doesn't require any special wiring.
Okay.
Range anxiety, I think a lot of people hear about it and get terrified, but I think it only really applies to those people that are doing the long distance travel. And even then, you just have to do a little bit more research on the route that you're taking.
Yeah, and there's apps and things now can even map out like where the charging stations are along your route. Is that right?
Exactly. I actually did a delivery for a lady. It was her first EV a few weeks ago, and she was planning a trip to Kingston. So from the Brantford area to Kingston, it's a pretty lengthy drive. So I showed her, if you set the exact route in the car's navigation unit, it tells you when you're likely going to have to stop for a charge. It gives you a few different options, actually, and it highlights those chargers along the way. And it tells you how much range you're expected to have once you reach that charger, and then again once you reach your destination. So EV cars, they have this built into the vehicle.
Okay, so tell me something that maybe the average consumer might not know about electric vehicles. There's one I'm thinking of specifically, and because I didn't know this, that there's much less maintenance, like regular routine maintenance that's involved when you have an EV.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think about it, electric vehicles are not going to have oil the way your gas car would. And
Yeah.
also think about this, but hybrids and plug-in hybrids, because they still have a gas engine, you still have to get oil changes for those cars.
Right.
Electric vehicle, that's not the case. Another big thing in the maintenance department is the brakes. So electric cars use something called regenerative braking, and essentially your electric motor, it propels you forward to move your car. But when you let off the accelerator, it actually spins in reverse, and that gradually slows your car down, but also gives a little bit more power, kinetic energy, back into your battery. So it slowly charges your vehicle, not a full charge, like, 20%, but it tops it up here and there. And it also does not use your friction or mechanical brakes. So you're slowing your car down without touching your brakes. Pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that prolongs the braking, pretty much all the brake parts, right? Like brake pads and...
Exactly.
So
you definitely expect to do less brake service on an EV, but with that being said, you should still use your mechanical brakes every once in a while. That's always the disclaimer I have to give.
Is it a big shift for people that start driving an EV? Is the learning curve steep for that, or is it easy to pick up?
I feel like it's for with any new car, whether it's gas, EV, or whatever. If you're coming from an older vehicle with less tech, you're going to have a bit of a learning curve with whatever new vehicle you buy. As far as how electric vehicles drive, though, it's not too different. You'll have to get used to things like the regenerative braking. It's just a quieter drive.
And apparently the pickup is a little faster.
Oh, yes.
Or it can be, I guess. It really depends on how you drive.
So whether it's a performance EV or just a regular EV, like I'm thinking of the Kia Soul EV, people see it and think, oh, a Kia Soul, that can't be quick. No, electric vehicles, they got instant torque. So the second you hit the accelerator, that car goes. There's no gradual buildup, revving up those RPMs. It's just instant boom. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, especially if you are someone with a heavy foot. You might find yourself, scorching your tires a little bit, but
so I guess that's maybe the other thing. People have said that tires, you have to replace them more often in an EV. Does that depend on your driving habits, or is that just sort of in general for EVs?
It's a bit of a mix of both. So yeah, if you are someone with a heavy foot and you're using that instant torque to its advantage, you're going to go through tires quicker. Same way as someone with a performance car that drives crazy. Yeah. Tires are not going to last forever. But EVs are also going to be a heavier car too. So with that instant torque and the weight, it will burn through the rubber a bit quicker. Mm-hmm. But it won't be anything crazy unless you're driving crazy. Yeah.
So in terms of tires, if you recommend winter tires for an EV, are they pretty much the same, or do you have to have specialized winter tires for your EV?
So we do a lot of special EV tires. I mean, you could put a regular tire on your electric vehicle, but I would recommend going with an EV dedicated one. The reason for this is winter tire setups are going to deplete your range. Just winter driving in general will deplete your range a little bit.
Right, because it's a battery operation.
Exactly.
Thing, yeah.
So if you could do a EV dedicated tire, it will help a little bit with the efficiency. And then, of course, it's meant for your car, right? So kind of minimize the amount of range loss that you'll get come wintertime.
Okay. So you've had a chance to take out some of your electric vehicles, and you've done some videos about driving EVs and things. Were there things that surprised you about it?
What comes to mind when you ask me that is I've driven a lot of our vehicles. I've driven them in a lot of different ways. So I've gone camping in the EV9, but I've also taken the EV6 GT to a racetrack.
Oh,
and
yes.
I think we should talk about the racetrack. So the EV6 GT, it's a nearly 600 horsepower electric all-wheel drive SUV. So looks-wise, it's got 4 doors. It's kind of big. It doesn't necessarily look like something that's going to, kick butt at the racetrack. Oh, my goodness.
It's a bit beefy.
Yes, but this thing is quick. Again, that instant torque, the dual motor. It's got about, I believe it's 575 pound-feet of torque. That thing goes from 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds. It is very fast.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And so you went to the track, and so that surprised you, obviously.
Yes, I knew it was going to be very fast, but just seeing how quickly that car really, really does move.
Yeah.
And you could still have the air conditioning on and have a comfortable cabin experience. Whereas the other race cars that were at the track, the gas cars specifically, no AC, the cars are completely stripped. It's just the driver's seat. And they're losing to the EV. And I know these cars...
They must love that.
Yeah, they're not interchangeable, and there's a big community of race guys that don't like EVs for that reason. They think it's a cheat code, just having all that. It's just fun, you know what I mean? It's great to have a vehicle that has the performance but still has all of the comfort, and at the end of the day, you don't have to put premium fuel in it.
In that video where you were in the EV9, you looked actually quite comfortable because you could keep the car running.
Yes.
Which is wild to me. It was able to power other things that you were camping in the back, and you were able to power stuff just from the car.
That was one of my favorite camping trips ever. I have really bad luck every time I go tent camping. I usually get to the site and it's raining, so I have to set up the tent in the rain. And then when it's time to leave, it's usually, again, raining. So it was really great just being able to sleep inside the vehicle and have the AC on if it was a hot day, or the heat on if it was a cold day. And also just power things. Like I brought my George Foreman grill and made panini. If I was really feeling crazy, I could have brought, an Xbox and a TV, powered that too. So
that's amazing. Yeah. That just blows my mind that they have the capability to do that kind of thing now.
It's absolutely insane. It's
roughing it for sure.
You can't rough it. No,
but why do you need to now, right?
You can't drive a house, but you can live in your car.
That's exactly right. Okay, so the government rebate that was discontinued earlier this year, has that made a big difference for people that are looking to buy an electric car right now? Or do you think it doesn't really bother them?
It's a bit of a yes and a no. If someone was very set on an EV, they knew their next car was going to be electric, then no, they're still going to get it regardless of the incentive. Mm-hmm. But if someone was a little bit on the fence, then that could have, made them stop or at least step back and really reconsider if this is what they really wanted. Because again, that was an incentive, right? Some people are looking to buy what has an incentive.
Right.
Yeah, it's... Again, if someone was set on it, that's not stopping them. But if someone was kind of in between, it might be a step back. Mm-hmm.
We should talk about this new system that's coming out. It's already out. It's called Variable Grid. Because the basic study that came out was that about 50% of Canadian households their panel isn't suitable for an electric vehicle charger.
Yep.
Whether they have an older house or their house has 100 amp service like our house does, and we're kind of maxing out things. So this new variable grid system opens up a whole lot of doors for people that maybe couldn't get a level 2 charger, but now they can.
Yes, absolutely. So do you want me to explain how it works?
Yeah, if you could.
For sure. So this is brand new to us. It actually just launched last month, and Variable Grid's a Canadian company, and they're partnering with Kia Canada. So just Kia Canada as of now. I do think they'll get more partnerships in the future. So if you have a Hyundai vehicle, that might be coming. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Essentially, they offer chargers, but also an electric management system. So what the management system does is it's kind of like a smart or AI dimmer switch for your house and your electric vehicle's charger. So it's very beneficial for people that might have a multi-household building life. So if you have a basement apartment, or even if it's a cottage with older wiring, again, you don't necessarily want to do a full panel upgrade. This, instead of just load balancing between chargers, it load balances between your charger and your home. So again, if your house is drawing a lot of power, you got a bunch of appliances running, it just dials back power that's going to your vehicle's charger and then ramps it back up when things are available again. So it doesn't stop the charging completely, it just slows it down until it's safe to bring it right back up to speed. And as far as I know, this is the only system out right now that does it. It is a patented system. Some people have in our comments challenged us that, well, I could just buy a charger that has load balancing. Chargers with load balancing only act between other chargers, so not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, variable grid is, it seems like it'll be a game changer. I mean, it certainly will be for a lot of people around here. Our houses are not terribly old, but, when you start adding things like a pool or a hot tub, things like that, you sort of get to the top of what your panel's capable of.
Yeah, I think a system like this just makes it's, again, very convenient and it's cost effective too. So electrical upgrades, just let's say you need a panel or you need something done to your home, it gets very, very costly. So this single product, I believe it's about $600 for the management system. And then,
yeah, and for the whole charger and everything, like I think I saw that it was about $1,300.
Yeah, for the
package
charger. Yep.
Yeah, so that would get you the charger and then the variable grid management system.
Exactly, and hey, I would take that over, getting my.
Well, yeah, like that, and I mean, you're going to spend that much money for a charger anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, chargers are around that price point. Gabi Kia's partnered with them. I think it's going to create, it's going to get rid of that hurdle that's stopping so many people from getting an electric vehicle, right?
And I think a lot of people might not even think about that when they start looking around at EVs. They just think, oh, I got to get a charger installed as well.
That's actually one of the roadblocks we see quite often. Someone would they drive our EV6 or EV9. They absolutely love it. They're ready to do the paperwork. And then all of a sudden they get a quote for what it would like to install a charger and the proper equipment at their home and realize, oh, this is a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good step to have this variable grid system for sure.
Well, yeah, because if you had to upgrade your panel, if you had an electrical bill that was going to be $8,000, that changes the dynamics of buying an EV versus if you just had to do something like this variable grid for $1,300 or $1,400.
Exactly.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, someone who's, kind of on the fence between getting an electric vehicle or not, once they see that, they're stepping out. You know what I mean? It's not working for them, right? Even someone who's dead set on an EV might not think that's something that they want to do. I mean, are the fuel savings and all the benefits of having an electric vehicle, is it worth?
Yeah, is it worth that extra investment? Yeah, I think as more and more people discover about this variable grid system, I think that'll open up a lot of doors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about the partnership. Okay,
so let's talk about what you do on YouTube for Brantford Kia. This is the fun part.
This is the fun part. My job. And it's crazy that I even get to call it a job. It's so cool. Like, it's seriously so cool. I'm the media manager at the dealership, and what that looks like, just media production wise, every single weekday at 2 p.m. I do a live stream car review. So this again has no script. I mean, no special editing or anything really. It's just me and whatever vehicle we have for the day. We'll do a 30-minute, 40-minute in-depth walkthrough, everything that car has, as well as the price point. But because it's a live stream, we're also asking or answering people's questions in real time. So we started doing these videos during COVID times. So we do these videos to show exactly what you get in certain vehicle lines, trim lines, and answer the questions, right? So kind of gets you this dealership experience without actually having to talk to a salesperson or leave your house.
And it's always entertaining.
Yep.
There's always, I mean, you mentioned it before, it's live. So, I mean, anything can happen.
Yes.
Sometimes does.
Sometimes it does. I've had some unfortunate things happen to me during our live streams.
Are those videos that stay up forever?
The one where I had an allergic reaction, I did delete the part that was very bad. But for the most part, yeah, like if I don't know, if I hit my head on the hood of the car or something, yeah, that stays up. It's real. At the end of the day, we're all real people. We're not robots. We're not an owner's manual. So we keep it up.
I think that's part of the charm of your channel, because it's not polished. You're not reading off scripts or cue cards. I mean, if it were me, I'd have sticky notes absolutely everywhere to remind myself of things. But you do an amazing job of going through the car from start to finish, and you just seem to know everything about whatever car it is you're talking about.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
How do you do that? How do you retain that knowledge?
I feel like I know a lot about our cars because I've also emptied out all of my memories and knowledge of everything else in my life. So I don't know when my birthday is, but I can tell you the horsepower and torque specs of any vehicle in our lineup. But I've just always been passionate about cars, and I also really love learning new things. It's one of my favorite things. So anytime we get a new vehicle, first thing I do is grab the keys, sit in the car, explore the car, film the car, and I get to know it as everyone who's watching the video gets to know it. So it's pretty cool. It's awesome to share my passion with people and also help people. We've had quite a few comments, people in Ontario or even in other countries saying, Gabby, you helped me decide on my new Tucson or my new whatever car. I have a lot of creative freedom as well, too. I do work for a dealership. I have a boss, but he really lets me take reign of what I would like to film and how I would like to film. So I'm very, very appreciative of that.
What's his reaction to how the channel has grown since you took over?
In a way, I think he's shocked, but he's also not at the same time. Every once in a while, he'll watch one of our videos and say, Gabby, you're actually really good. I'm like, thanks.
Like he's surprised or something.
Thanks. Good thing you're paying me, I guess. Like, you know what I mean?
It's too bad that you don't get a commission for anyone who buys a car that has seen the information on your channel.
Oh, yeah. If someone bought a car, let's say at a different Kia store, but they researched from our channel, I need like an affiliate code.
yeah, or something, right? So that you can get credit for that.
But also at the end of the day, it's just kind of about helping people and talking about something I love. It's really cool being able to have people that want to know my opinion on something and take my advice. Like, actually.
And so when you took over, do you know what your subscriber base was? Like how many you had?
I think we're around 40,000.
Around 40,000. And now you're at almost 150,000?
Almost 160,000.
Almost 160,000. That's amazing.
Yes, for sure. It's definitely grown quite a bit. We've gotten to experience things that I would have never thought of. The travel portion's quite cool too. We get to go to things like the LA Auto Show or the New York Auto Show and see our cars come out, right? And kind of get firsthand filming done. And yeah, it's very exciting.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of things coming out for the EV side. Like right now there's the EV6 and the EV9, but there's the EV5 coming out and maybe the EV3.
Yep.
These are things that are, coming down like next year and the year after. That must be exciting times for you guys there.
It's very exciting.
Tell listeners how they can find you on YouTube and social media.
All right. So on YouTube, our channel is called the Kia Hyundai channel. You'll know you're in the right place if you see a lot of Kias and a lot of Hyundais in live stream review format. And on Instagram, our dealership account is Brantford Kia, but you can also find me directly at Gabis_garage, GABIS_garage.
And some of the stuff you have on your own Instagram is just hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're a bit of a pack rat when it comes to cars.
I love cars. I love weird cars. I definitely like the strange ones. Yeah, and that's also where I'm so grateful I get to do what I do for work because it's all things that I'm passionate about. I love talking about cars. I love explaining technology. It's my favorite. So being able to do that also gave me the confidence to do it for myself as well, too. So now I also film things for my own personal vehicles.
All right. Well, thanks very much for doing the show, Gabby. I appreciate it.
Forever and always it's community.